Now let's explore the climate change dimension to humanitarian needs. Climate Advocate Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs Nigeria, Oladosu Adenike, joins us live from Abuja. We're told now that the issue of climate emergencies is no longer a situation of future possibilities, but we might just be walking through it as we speak. Just yesterday, President Buhari commiserated with people who lost lives and property to floods in states across the country. And there's also this relationship between climate change and what we have now known to be the consistent violence occasioned by farmers' headers crisis. Just how bad do you think the situation is?
Yeah, thank you so much. This is why the World Humanitarian Day talks about the human race, that it is a race that we have to win. It is a race that everyone have to come together to fight together. We have been seeing this through the clashes between the herders and farmers for resources. We are also seeing extreme weather events. We are also faced with climate processes and events at the same time. That means we are getting to the crossroad, and we are also getting to the point of no return, because some damages caused by climate change might mean that they are not reversible. And that is why we have to start now by quitting all fossil fuel for us to shift, bringing more innovations, taking immediate action, because we have to update our policies, our laws. We have to include every other sector. So when we talk about Humanitarian Day, this is not all about humanitarian ministry alone. It should have to do with environment, energy, housing, water, because climate change is now cut across every sector. It is leading to food insecurity. It is leading to energy poverty. It's also affecting our natural resources. It's affecting virtually everything that is that human needs for their rights. So all of these things cut across it, and we have to find the solutions now.
Funding for humanitarian response is at its lowest ebb as we speak. Talk to us about, let's attempt to break the action plans down beyond government policies, and body languages and the rest. What should the average Nigerian do as a contribution to the things you're talking about?
Thank you so much. And I think we also have to educate ourselves about the climate change crisis. We have to bring more innovations on board. We have to find finance for people to be able to scale up their actions. Everyone, that is why they tagged this year humanitarian theme to be human race. It has to do with me and you trying to contribute our efforts, trying to see how we can help each other through land planning or land management, through water conservation, through finding alternative for us to see that we try to make our agriculture to be climate sensitive, and every other sectors to have climate smart, and to also be gender sensitive in our approach and in everything that we are doing. So it is an individual thing, it is a group thing, it is everything else. We all have to come together to see how we can bring these solutions. We don't just have to leave the government alone to do this. We all have to come together to see how we are bringing innovation, how we are transforming our food system, how we are making things to see that it becomes climate smart, starting from our agriculture, trying to reach out to people, trying to bring indigenous knowledge in solving the climate change crisis, because we can't leave the indigenous people away from this crisis. They all have solutions that they can give to us at this particular point in solving the climate change crisis.
Where are we as a nation strategically, government approach to perhaps the issues of insecurity that you have now directly linked with climate crisis? Would you say that we're taking the right steps?
Yeah, we still have a long way to go. because the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change have brought out their reports, and this report, it's not still up to the standard of the commitments that we have yet, and there are several commitments that we need to put into action beyond just written. We also have to put those commitments into action for us to save humanity for destruction, because according to the IPCC, they said this is just the beginning. We might still see worse crises that might overwhelm our institution, and we have seen it with the COVID-19, how it overwhelmed our institution, the health institution, and climate change crisis cuts across every other sectors. It is an health issue, it is an humanitarian issue, it is an environmental issue, it's an agricultural issue. It's cut across everything. So we have to bring different sectors together in trying to bring these solutions in solving the climate change crisis, because we have several commitments and we have to build on those commitments, put them in action.
Absolutely.
How do we solve it, and how do we quit the fossil fuel industry to transit into renewable sources of energy that will be subsidized? Because it have to be affordable for everybody. It have to be something that is sustainable for people to be able to afford.
I agree with you.
So we have to do more, and the report tells us that we have to do more in solving the climate change crisis.
Oladosu Adenike, climate advocate with the Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs. Thank you for talking to us tonight.